This is Express Truck and Auto Service mechanical shop that we opened in 2016 by trying to save $5,000 a month servicing our own fleet. But now we're making $5 million a year.
Take you back 2016. We're doing good in the FedEx business. We're doing well. We have about 10, 12 trucks. But the issue is every mechanical shop, every auto shop we go to, it's an issue. It's an honesty issue. It's an integrity issue. It feels like, it might be not true, but again, my perception of someone's reality, right? As a customer, we really think this way. They screw in one bolt and unscrew two. Every time we bring a truck, a FedEx vehicle to the facility, there's more breakdowns coming on. And it's like when you're at the early stages, when you have 8, 10, 12 trucks, every penny counts. So all those extra breakdowns is coming right from the bottom line. Something you're supposed to take home, it needs an engine. Are you sure it needs an engine? You're not sure. You just have to trust and believe the mechanic or service advisor that it needs an engine. Maybe it was just a bearing, maybe something else. Hey, now we need an engine. And I'm like, damn, I was supposed to take this $8,000 home, now I have to pay for the engine or transmission. So that's why it came, idea in 2016, 2015, it's like we should open our own shop when we just had 10 to 12 vehicles. So me and Boris Horowitz got together and opened this facility here now that we're expanding on the second part. And that's how the Express Truck Auto Service started. We wanted to save money and be honest about what needs to be done to the trucks and bring that honesty to the other customers as well, that I'm sure had the same need that needed to be fulfilled. Me and Boris Horowitz, we met through his father, who used to be a mechanic for one of the services that I used when I used to be in a different area. Once we moved here, there was no mechanical shop. We couldn't trust anyone. So I asked Boris's dad, Michael, I asked him, hey, if I open a shop, would you want it to work with me here and we can make good money? He said yes, and then he introduced me to his son who used to work at Fort Chapman, and he came on board with us too. I'm not sure why they would believe a crazy guy like myself with no experience in auto shop mechanic, but however, for whatever reason, they decided to take a leap of faith, trust me, and start working with me here at the shop. And we opened up from scratch with nothing there, and now we're doing really, really well here.
I was working for different companies. Before I met Ashad, I did him a favor, and it turned out to be a good favor for both of us because we turned out to be in a mutual mindset for growing ourselves and expanding. We started business with literally zero. There was just a couple of his trucks, and then the more we were able to save money for him, he was able to grow his business, and vice versa. It was a benefit for the Express Truck Services as well.
We opened the shop, start fixing our own trucks, and then we wanted to also take care of other contractors and other cars. So we started expanding it into other services, fleets most importantly, and regular cars. So that gave us an advantage because I come from the mindset of a customer. So I'm like, all right, what do the customers worry about? We want to make sure that the customer feels the honesty from the shop. How do we do that? We have to not just talk about it so they can trust us, but also verify with the pictures. So we took a software with tablets and started taking pictures of all the good and the bad things in the car. So when you call and you say, hey, hello, Mr. Smith, how are you? Have you seen the pictures of your brakes? They're metal to metal. I think you should replace them. It's really not safe to drive. There's a picture. He looks at on his phone and sees, oh my God, it is metal to metal. It's not just trust me, you have it, look at the pictures.
So we have a system. We have a way of taking pictures, taking videos, and showing the customer what he needs or what we recommend. We created our own 27-point inspections program that we take pictures and we send it to the customer. We don't push anything on the customer. We just recommend other shops that they're like, oh, okay, you need this, but in reality, they don't really need it, and then that way they have to go to another shop to get a second opinion. Our system proves that whatever we are trying to sell or recommend to a customer, it's in a picture and there's minimal explanation. It's all shown in a digital way.
We're able to have a customer trust. And when you have customer trust, now it's easier to do business. And that's what we're able to do. Serge came to us January 2nd, 2022. He came to the shop and he was able to take it to the next level. So every time you have something, guys, just remember, wherever you are in the business or personal, you're one hire away from having totally different business. You're one decision away from having totally different life. So what I mean by that, we're having an okay shop, we were making a little bit of money, and I was think about like a fire, and Serge came with the kerosene and put it right on the fire, and it just made this massive business for us.
I know Nishad for a very long time. We've been friends before this. He kept telling me to join him. When I came and actually saw this place, I didn't think there's enough work for me. But at the end, I ended up joining, and here we are now. In 2021, before I joined, they did 2,097 cars with a yearly sale of 766. When we joined, we did 1760 cars with a 1.445 the first year that I joined them. Our second year was $2.45 million, and on the trajectory we're headed 3 million. Right now we're just adding lifts to make it to $3 million. I always say yes to customers. The biggest thing is car count. That's the only way you can make money, by having a car count. The only way to have car count is if you actually say yes constantly to customers. It doesn't matter how busy we are, I never say no to customers. If they call me, can you get it done today? Sure, we can. I'll figure out a way to get it done. Sometimes I ask my guys to stay late, sometimes to make a little bit more money, but we always help customers out. I feel like I stopped growing in the other place where I was before, and there was nowhere to go forward. Here I felt like there was an opportunity to actually grow, beat the goals that I wanted to beat. I still want to double the numbers.
We just took, literally 3 weeks ago, this second part of the building, we broke all the walls because it used to be here, it used to be a body shop. So landlord was renting mechanical half of the building to us and to the body shop the other half. Well, they just went out of business and we're able to take the whole thing now. So now we're gonna have hopefully double the revenue, triple the net income here because the expenses stays relatively the same. So we have this massive opportunity to take this business to the next level. So first one came with that idea, hey, what if we open our own shop? I have only 10 trucks, but I'm spending a lot of money on the repairs. What if we open our own? That's the first step. That's the idea in your brain. Boom. Then you find people that are willing to take the risk and go with you and follow. That might be a good idea. You come up with an idea, and then it has to be a good idea for other people to follow. So if nobody follows you, one, you have to look at the idea, and two, you have to look at the character. You have to have both. After that, we had a small shop, and then we're searching how to make the business go right. We're able to get a little bit of going ourselves with some coaching and some reading and some researching how to run a good business. Then the third part is you get somebody like Serge who's been involved in this business for decades and take all that expertise and apply it to your business. Boom, makes it beautiful. And the fourth thing is then you look for opportunities. We found an opportunity to expand our shop. So it's not really a second location, a second huge more rent, more computers, more internet, more all these expenses. It's a second shop within the building. You know what I mean? And like, look at this. We've been installing new lifts. Look how beautiful it is. It's probably the first car that went on this lift. Everything is brand new. We're showing you everything as it is. You have to find key players in the business. Every person here is the key player. But you find the ones, the A+ players. How do you identify A+ players? Very simple. You get in the room, you sit down and you think about it. If this person leaves, would that totally devastate me and the business? Can this business run without this person? If the answer is no, there's no way, turn around, shut it down, or it's gonna be very hard to replace that person. It's an A+ player. You wanna make sure you give them a very nice incentive for them to stick around because the whole business depends on them. So for us, you know, it's few players that we mentioned before. This business cannot sustain without them. The way I do it, I give them ownership of the company. I give them percentages of the company. There's other ways people, you know, find incentives for them to stay around. That's my personal favorite because I like to create wealth for myself and for others. Two, there's B players, B+ players is the ones that are experts in their field. If they would leave, you'll think, damn, it's gonna be very hard to replace them. We're gonna suffer probably for at least 2 weeks to a month for a few months. So you wanna make sure you take care of those people too. But at the end of the day, business is gonna go on. You're not gonna close down. You're not gonna go out of business. That's the B+ players. You wanna take care of them very, very well and do everything you can to keep them here. If they decide to leave, it's not meant to be, but the life is not over. And then there is the C players, the ones that's like, if they quit, you think about, well, actually they saved me a lot of money on legal, on workers' compensation, unemployment and stuff like that. So you're actually thankful that they leave. So there is only three, A+, B+, and a C-. Those three, but you have to know in your company at any given time who's who. And then you have to make sure that they don't come to you. Because for me, if an A player comes to me or a B+ player comes to me and say, hey boss, I need a raise, I'm not doing a good job. I should have came to them first. If they've been working very hard and there's no incentive for them to continue doing that, that means I'm sleeping. And I don't sleep because money never sleeps. Man, the future looks super, super bright for this company. I mean, we just literally double our square footage. So we're gonna be putting 4 more mechanics, 5 more lifts. Like I said many times, I'm gonna say it again, I love working with self-efficient people. I don't like to breathe down nobody's neck because I remember when people were breathing down my neck. It's not a good feeling. If you know how to work, you don't need somebody supervising you. You're your own best supervisor. So Serge is the same way. There's nothing I can demand of him. He demands so high of himself that there's nothing else. He doesn't give any room. And I love working with people like him, like Boris, like a lot of people in different industries. But it's the hardest part is to find these people, and the hardest part is to be able to have a common goal where both people win. We create win-wins together. Every day I think about making sure that Serge is good whenever is this expansion, is that gonna be good for Serge or no? Or is it just gonna add more work for him for the same pay? That doesn't make sense. That means like the business won, you know, and not all the partners won with it. So we try to create incentives so everybody wins. Smile for the camera. How you doing?
Things look good.
Yeah, expanding. You see that? Yeah, we got the whole thing. Let's go. So usually people go to stores to find really good equipment. We have Mac Tools coming to us for how many years now? Since the day one, like
Since
8.
day one for
like,
you guys, yeah.
Yeah, like 8 years or something like that. You came to us to just randomly stop by, right?
Yeah. He asked me if I could stop by, and he started buying from day one, and things have been great ever since.
Yeah, for 8 years, we like to stay loyal to the people that have been taking care of us, and we try to pass that forward to our customers. Boris always says he's like at the candy store when he comes to your truck. That's one part of our success of our business. I'm sure we're going to be opening more locations, and I am sure we're going to open one location, at least one in Florida, so more and more money to come, God willing.